Yeah, I'm really excited that it started snowing, particularly since I just cleared the driveway. Ooh, that's an unhappy looking berth. Yeah, welcome back to the vlog. Not a whole lot has gone on in the last week. I grabbed this for a reason. I want to drink some. I hope your week has gone well so far. Hope you had a great weekend. I just realized that in one of my previous vlogs, I had featured at the beginning of it this old guy here, which is the, let's see, issue 8, January 2006. This was the DIY publication that I would print out of selected movie reviews. I'd put it together into this kind of 4-page tabloid thing and mail it out to various head shops and other consignment stores, and just as well as libraries. I think I also sent a few to various prisons just to kind of get the word out. 2006, there really wasn't much happening online and there was no real social media. I mean, I think, well, did Facebook exist outside of universities in 2006? I can't remember now. It probably did, but I don't remember. So it was just MySpace was pretty much it. Blogger existed. The GeoCities, which I had been using since 2002 for the MovieQuip site. You see the super long web address that it once had. That was starting to go down the toilet before Yahoo pulled the plug on that and hurt a lot of people, including myself. Yeah, my old P.O. box. Too funny. 2006. This one is also kind of funny for a couple of reasons. My review of the Jack Black King Kong movie at the time was long enough that I was able to put together a full-page review with some graphics, and the review kind of talked a little bit about how King Kong had affected pop culture and all of the crazy King Kong related movies that had come out since the first one. That was kind of, yeah. I actually was trying to build this into a magazine at one point. It really pissed me off at the time that it didn't happen, but you know, you make plans and God laughs. This is another issue of the same publication. It's February 2006. With an illustration of Amir Khan in it. He did an awesome job in Rang de Basanti, if you ever get a chance to see that movie from India. It's not really, it's more a drama than a typical, what some would expect to be a typical movie from India. But yeah, here's more evidence of me trying to turn this newsletter into something more. I did a spread of what going to the movies might have been like 100 years ago. This was through an interview that I did, an email interview that I did with the author of this book right here. That's kind of cool pulling that out, but you know, it's just something to talk about. And this is a vlog. It's supposed to be completely different than all the other content that you find on this channel. Speaking of which, I was watching a comics haul video not too long ago, and there was a fellow who was talking about the fact that he was excited that he had found, it was actually a really nice edition of this issue of Foom magazine, which was published by Marvel Comics. This is issue number 2, the summer of 1973. In some of my earlier Double Take episodes, you probably saw it on the wall at the back there. I actually was a member of Foom when I was a kid, and it was mailed to me, 12 cents US to mail it to me. At the time, I don't know if I still have my membership card. I'd have to really hunt around in some very old, musty boxes. But it was interesting to see that show up in that guy's video comic book haul. And the reason why I was excited about it was because apparently he had heard that it was the first time that Wolverine was seen in print. And I kind of tilted my head, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't realize that. And I quickly pulled out the issue, and I'm flipping through it. And I didn't see anything about Wolverine. I didn't see any mention about Wolverine. I thought at first that, okay, well, maybe it's in this rollout of various issues that had come out. You'll see that there's an Incredible Hulk issue right here. But it's 169, and Wolverine didn't show up until issue 180. What I found, which was really cool, is that Marvel had it was a fan art contest where they asked people to send in their ideas for comic book heroes or villains. I don't know if you can see all of that. Now keep in mind that this issue is 1973 that this was published. And this is fan art. And I'm just going to bring this up to you and try to keep it in focus. You'll see right here a fan had actually sent in their drawing of a character called the Wolverine. It looks like he's a cyborg type character. I mean, the early 70s, early to mid 70s, everything was about like Steve Austin, $6 Million Man. Cyborgs were huge back then, as I recall. But I think that's probably what the guy in the video that I was watching, the whole video that I was watching, was actually talking about, is that here was a character called the Wolverine that appeared in an issue of Foom magazine published by Marvel Comics, give or take a year before Wolverine actually appeared in the Incredible Hulk, issue 180. That issue came out in 1974, I believe. Well, here we are in 1973. So that was cool to kind of discover that. I hadn't realized, and I hope that the person who sent it in got some cash for coming up with a character called Wolverine before that character became a huge character for Marvel Comics. Speaking of comics, I was also happy to pick up the trade, Volume 1 of The Walking Dead. Very happy to get this. I've only watched a few episodes of The Walking Dead, but I knew that it was based on a comic book series, and was interested in actually checking out Robert Kirkman's work to see if it was something that I would want to look into further. And I knew that there was absolutely no way that I was going to be able to find an affordable first issue of The Walking Dead anywhere. So I was very happy to be able to find this, and it'll likely end up going on the wall at some point with these guys. But that was a cool find. I was able to find a cool retro t-shirt that I will probably be wearing when I get back into doing the double take trailer reviews, but we will see what happens with those. This seems to be the silly season on YouTube at the moment. There are a lot of people who, if I didn't know any better, were basically just hustling for any kind of drama that they can possibly concoct in order to get people sucked into watching their videos and sharing their videos, and it's just more ridiculous drama that's going on. That's pretty well aimed against reaction video makers in general, and all kinds of broad blanket statements are being made about people who make reaction videos. And I know that last week, I think it was last week, I said I really just want to continue with what I'm doing and focus on that and not get dragged into it. But man, it just seems to be, just as it's dying down, it heats up again, and it's tough not to let it get under your skin. There are a couple of things I'm not really sure if I should talk about one of them because it's still in the kind of in the planning stages. Okay, well, there's one that I'm not going to talk about. I'm very excited about it, in that I've been asked to do something to help out with something representing Movie Quips. I mean, all of the stuff that I'm talking about now has to do with the Movie Quips site and its peripherals. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. The second thing, but more on that as it kind of gets nailed down and I'm assured that I'm actually going to be a part of that, because I don't want to tell you something and then a month or two down the road when it's supposed to happen it doesn't. The other thing that I'm not sure about telling you about is that I picked up tickets for the Wakefield International Film Festival, which runs on 4 consecutive weekends starting this past weekend. And the reason why I picked up tickets is because I've never actually seen an Academy Award statuette close up. And on one of the weekends of this year's Wakefield International Film Festival, Budge Crawley, who was a famous filmmaker, he was actually involved in creating the original Canadian Film Festival that is now called the Screen Awards. But yeah, it was held. The first couple of them were held on Elgin Street at the Little Elgin Theatre. Budge Crawley's Oscar statuette will be at the Wakefield International Film Festival, and I thought, wow, this is an awesome opportunity to actually see this thing close up. Because if my wife and I ever decided to go to Hollywood for a vacation, you know, to check out all of the typical movie-related sites, you're damn sure that at some point we would try to make an effort to check out the Academy's museum and see some of the statuettes. But seeing as the statuette is actually coming to us, I figured this would be a cool opportunity. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make a vlog, so we'll see. But I'm excited about that as well. Other than that, there really doesn't seem to be too much to update you on, except that I'm getting burpy. Yeah, I think that's about it. Have a good one. Cheers.